Thanks, man. Keep it going for Jason Traeger, everybody. Jake Silberman, Tori Ward, Amanda Arnold. Nice. That got rhythmic at the end. That was cool. You guys got in sync. Very cool. You guys must have paid attention during Jason's set. So we're all marching to the same drum. Even if Jason's the only person that didn't change through the pandemic. He's the only person I know who's exactly the same as he was before the pandemic. I'm sorry that there's so many white comics on the show. I tried to get some brown people too, man, but they were like, they didn't want to do the show. You know, I don't know why. They're like, no, not after what happened last time. And I was like, what happened last time? I didn't do. You said some things. It's like, what did I say? But yeah, these guys are great. I'm gonna apologize. They talking about like sex and drugs and their pee-pees and their wee-wees, and my fucking family's here, man. My mother's here, okay? My aunt's here. My little cousin's here. My baby cousin. He's a little baby. He's like 25. He's like on acid right now. I'm like, he's a baby. He's this small. He can fit in the palm of my hand. He's this small. That would be actually the worst thing to hear while you're on acid right now. It's just like, my cousin can fit in the palm of my hand. He's like, I can? Whoa. Oh, I can. Oh, I can. That was cool of Jason to bring up police brutality before I got on stage. That's really helpful. Did you guys go out to the protests here? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it a little bit. What did you say? Oh. I just heard you like, nah, man, I'm talking to myself. I was like, I swear that's what I heard. I'm not even making fun of you. I just asked, did you go out to protest? And you're like, nah, man, I'm just here for myself. I was like, oh, okay, weird, dude. Let's move on from this topic, I guess. That's cool, man. You guys took over the bridge. You guys sat on the bridge. So that was nice. We took over the fucking bridge, man. We took over the bridge, man. There's that naked lady, that Sacagawea naked lady that was just like, I'm fighting police brutality with my naked white body. I'm with my beautiful white body. Nudity will solve this. I want to say I am for the protests. I protested when I was in LA, man. But like, I'm just saying, you know, like in Portland, it's like you guys are too prepared for this shit. There's too many white people. And you don't even care what the cause is. Let's be honest. Like, it's just, anytime, I was here when Trump got elected, man. Everybody was just like, oh, I gotta get my gas mask. I'm like, why do you have that? I gotta get, what's in like a Tupperware? It's like, I gotta get my gas mask and my all black clothes. I wanna stand on a car and look like a Mortal Kombat character. That's why every shot from Portland is just like Cabal, just like, just some dude, some white dude. It's like, I gotta get my stuff. What is it for? What does Black Lives Matter? Yeah, okay, whatever, who cares? No, yeah, I'm gonna wear black. Yeah, I'm gonna wear all black, of course. What else am I gonna wear? Of course I'm wearing all black. So I wear to every protest. Goofy ass white people in Portland, man, let's be honest. This is what it is. I'm Indian, and it's cool that I have a can on stage. That's pretty cool. I've never done a set that was longer than like 2 minutes before. So it's like, if you bring like water on stage, you're like, let me take a break between this joke. All right, I gotta go. Dude, I just went to Lollapalooza, and because my brother was like living in Chicago and he was like moving back here to Portland, and yeah, I don't tell anyone. That doesn't leave this room. Don't tell anyone I went to the biggest super spreader event of last century. I saw the Foo Fighters. I don't know if you guys like them, but I had a fun time. But like Dave Grohl was like, it's just like he kept calling us motherfuckers. He was like, all right, motherfucker. And he was like dancing between the songs and stuff. And he's like, all right, motherfuckers, you guys ready to rock? Who wants to rock, motherfuckers? who wants to rock and roll, mother? Who wants? And he's like, he kept being like they were headlining, so they had a 2-hour block to play. But I swear to God, the entire time he just kept being like, all right, motherfuckers, I don't know if you guys have been to a Foo Fighters show, but we go all night long. We go all night long, motherfuckers. And I was just like, looking at my brother, and I was like, he is not gonna go past 2 hours. I guarantee you, he won't. But he like kept bringing it up. He was like, motherfucker, the Foo Fighters have 246 songs. You motherfuckers want to hear 246 songs? Everybody's like, yeah. Even me, I was like, I had a mask. I was the only person wearing a mask. I was like, yes! Everyone! He's like, I don't know what this guy is saying, but I like his vibe. But he kept being, he's like, we're gonna go until they take me off the stage, motherfuckers. And then like they did their last song, they're like, all right, good night. And I looked at the clock, it was 10 p.m. on the dot. Like, we're not gonna do more time than contractually obligated, motherfuckers. That's what the Foo Fighters are about, motherfuckers. So funny. It felt like, I feel like I know what it's like to have sex with Dave Grohl now, you know what I mean? Like, that must be like when he's like with his wife and he's like having sex with her, he's like, I'm gonna go all night, motherfucker. He's like calling his wife a motherfucker. It's like, and she's like, Dave, honestly, like the kids have to get up early tomorrow for school. You don't have to go. Please don't do that. And he's like, no, I don't know if you've been to a Dave Grohl fuckfest before, but we don't stop until they tell us to stop. And he just has sex for 10 minutes. He's like, all right, good night, everyone. All right. It's like, okay, man. You don't have to overpromise. I don't get the idea with that. Yeah, like I was saying though, unrelated to that, I got off track. That's gonna happen a lot tonight. Because my brain I haven't done stand-up in like a year, so I'm just like, my brain's just been melting. I swear to God, I almost like got on the stage and you guys were like clapping, being really nice, and I was like, oh my, I hope I don't throw up right now. That'd be so funny if I got on stage like, ugh, all right, everyone gets a refund, all right. I'm Indian, and any Desis in the crowd tonight? That's right, cool. You know, what I noticed about being Indian is that, like, when you're Indian, you're really only as relevant as the last movie or TV character that played you. That's what I realized. But that's kind of how I know it's gotten better to be Indian in America, because, like, the names of the characters people call me have gotten better as I get older. Like when I was a kid, people would call me, like, cartoon characters, like Aladdin or Apu, you know? And then I got a little bit older, and Harold and Kumar came out. And, you know, that was cool because I was like a real person, actually. And then I got a little bit older, and Slumdog Millionaire came out. And that was an Oscar-winning movie, you know what I mean? I was like, this is amazing. It's just getting better and better. And then I got a little bit older, and Life of Pi came out. That was a step back, I think, actually. When I really think about it, I think that was a step back. Because people call me Richard Parker. That's not the name of the main character. That's the name of a CGI tiger in the movie. That's like if I went up to a white person, I'm like, hey, the bear from The Revenant. I'm like, what? Like, you're kind of like the bear from The Revenant. That's you. You're like that CGI bear that Leo fought. That was awesome when you did that. It was so cool. But then, like, the other day I was at a bar. This is a while back. This was when Bohemian Rhapsody had just come out. And I was at a bar, and I hear this guy, like, yelling at me, and he was like, hey, Freddie! And I look over, and he's like, hey, Freddie Mercury! And it, like, took me a second, but then it hit me. I was like, oh, okay, thanks, man. Like, a lot of people don't know that Freddie Mercury was Indian, so, you know, I appreciate it. Thank you. And he was like, no. Your jacket is gay. You have a gay jacket. I was like, all right, thank you for that as well, then. I appreciate that, man. Dude, this is an attractive audience. Like, this is cool. I can't see your faces now, but I can see some of them. But yeah. I did the show here like a year and a half ago, and like you guys are. I'm not saying this to be pandering. Like you guys are hotter than the last audience that came out. Like all the ugly people. I swear to God, I'm not like even trying to like. I don't care about your guys' self-esteem, but like I do feel like this is a hotter crowd than a year and a half ago. Which that makes me feel like I'm getting hotter or something like that. I'm like, dude, maybe I'm fucking. Like ass is sweating. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm getting fucking hotter too. Dude, damn, I'm hot now. But I'm short though, that's the thing. And it's not really a big deal. Like it's not something that I really think about that much. Like I'm 5'3", and Prince was 5'3". Actually, I don't know if you guys knew that. No, he wasn't. No. Actually, he wasn't. Actually, he wasn't, dude. Actually, I did a lot of research on this shit, and actually, I'm pretty fucking sure he's 5'3". So why don't you go to an internet cafe or wherever you go to get your news, and you look that shit up? Because he's 5'3", and I'm also 5'3". We're both 5'3". And that is where the similarities end between me and Prince, but... Well, except I would also love to get my hands on some fentanyl if I could, but not too much. I don't want that much. He went crazy. But yeah, I don't really think about being short. I don't like really worry about it. But like I was talking to this girl on Bumble, and she like it was going pretty well. Like we were texting, like we set up a first date to go out, but then she like texted me like an hour before the first date, and she was like, hey, before we meet up, I gotta ask you a question. How tall are you? And I was like, oh, I'm 5'3". I told the truth. I didn't lie. Because when you are 5'3", you cannot lie about your height. If you're 5'8", you can be like, I'm 5'10", and nobody's gonna know the difference, you know what I mean? But if I'm 5'3", even the lie is unimpressive, you know what I mean? What am I supposed to be like? I'm actually 5'5". She's like, well, I'm 5'4", and you're shorter than me, so you're a liar. You're a liar. That's why I don't like you. It's not because you're short. Because you lied to me. You lied about this, and you lied about owning that boat. We walked around the marina for 3 hours. You should know where your boat is. You're a liar. So anyway, I tell her I'm 5'3", and she texts back. She's like, ugh, okay. I was like, okay, is that like a problem? And she was like, no. Is it a problem for you? I was like, well, you know, you brought it up. I didn't like... It's not like if you go to my profile on Bumble, it's not like a picture of me like, I'm 5'3", are we gonna have a problem? I'm 5'3", are we gonna have a problem, ladies? And it's like, I have like brass knuckles and like an AR-15 on my back. I'm 5'3", who's next, bitch? I know how to protect myself, okay? Me and Prince are both 5'3". Look it up. He's not 5'5" like one guy says. We're actually both 5'3". And I'm actually stronger than him. It's not like that, you know? That's not what my profile is, you know what I mean? It's not aggressive like that. So I tell her, I'm like, yeah, like, I was like, okay, like, she was pretty nice about it, though. She was like, okay, that's fine if you're 5'3", but I'm still gonna wear heels on the date, you know? I know, ooh, scary. These things could kill you. She was like, I'm still gonna wear heels. And I was like, okay, I don't care. Like, wear stilts, you know? I would love to go on a date with a girl wearing stilts. Doesn't that sound fun to you guys? You guys like show up at Dave & Buster's, she's like, ugh. I'm like weaving between her legs. I have like a top hat. I'm doing like, I have a whole routine. I'm doing like Cirque du Soleil. I'm like climbing her body. I'm just like doing aerial arts on her body. I'm like, does anyone have a problem with this? Does anyone have a problem with this? Does anyone have a problem with me, my huge 5'4" girlfriend? Does anyone? I still have the gun in my hand. Does anyone have a problem with this? Sound off, short kings. Where are my short kings? At Dave & Buster's. You, sir, on the kneel. Please make eye contact with me. It's like, yeah, man. I have gotten better, like dating, like since I gotten older. Like, what did you guys say? I can hear you guys. What are you talking about? Talk to me. Don't talk to them. Well, don't talk to me either. Actually, I don't want to talk to you. You guys are just enjoying the show, though. Basically, yes, I know, and I'm being mean right now. It's this fucking Diet Coke. I had 2 of these. Oh, that's good. Oh, man. Whoa. That's delicious. Ugh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's like going so crazy from Diet Coke. The thing about Coke Zero, though, I'm not going to talk about this the whole time, all right? But the thing about Coke Zero is it actually imitates the flavor. Never mind. Such strong feelings. Are you vaping?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a tampon. Okay. Yeah, got it. You're just sucking on a tampon. Oh, that's chalk. Oh, you just have a piece of chalk. Okay, sorry. Huh? Talk to me. Stop talking to each other. Shut up. I can hear you guys. I got fucking Macklemore in the front row. I actually know it's not your fault. Are you guys on a date together?
No.
Okay, then it is your fault. Okay, never mind. I thought you guys were on a date and she was like, because I've been in that situation, like you're at a movie and somebody's like talking to you and you're like, can you shut up? Because like I just want to, it's embarrassing me, but maybe that's not the situation. I appreciate you guys, honestly appreciate you guys coming out. Have you had Coke Zero? Have you tasted this shit? This shit makes me crazy. A knife falls out of my pocket. Oh, sorry. I have gotten better at dating though. Like, I've learned a lot of stuff over my time. Like when I was in college, like I made mistakes, you know, when I was younger. Like one time I was in college and this girl came over and we were gonna like watch a movie and like, you know what I learned from that experience is like, if you're gonna try to make a move, don't try to make a move at the beginning of a movie, like try to put your arm around a girl. Cause like if it doesn't work out, you still have to watch the whole movie with that person. You know what I mean? Like I was like watching the movie with this girl and I like tried to put my arm around her and she was like, whoa, what are you doing? I was like, I'm trying to put my arm around you. Before we watch Bronson. We're gonna watch Bronson. She's like, please don't do that. We're not dating. We're just friends. All right? And I was like, all right, cool. But then we just had to watch the whole movie like that. You know what I mean? And it's hard to pay attention to what's going on the screen because there's a different movie playing behind your eyeballs. And it's the 7-second clip of that moment just on a loop. Just for like 2 hours, you have to watch that, just like going over and over. You're watching like a boomerang, like an Instagram boomerang of whoa, 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 whoa. Like. And at the end of the movie, she's like, hey, did you like the movie? And I was like, I didn't like the ending. I was like, I think I'm just gonna go. Well, I'm just gonna go. And she's like, we're at your house. I'm like, you can keep it. I don't want the house anymore, man. It's cool to be back, like here. I'm from Vancouver, so it's nice to see like my family and my friends again. Appreciate you guys coming out. I really do feel. I feel like the hometown boy a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. I always wanted to be like the hometown boy. Is that a desire that anybody else has? Maybe that's just something in like movies or TV, you know what I mean? Like some guy that's just like, he's always like walking through town, he knows everybody's name. He's like, hey, what's up, Jimmy? Hey, how's it going, man? Like, you know what I'm talking about? He's always like Italian for some reason. I always like wanted to be that guy, you know? I'm just like walking through town. I'm like, hey, Marco, hey, how you doing, man? Hey, you looking bigger, man. What are you doing, CrossFit? I mean, man, you looking huge, bro. Hey, you say anything about me? What do you mean stop texting me? You're crazy. Okay, all right. Hometown boy. Oh, hey, Mrs. Johnson, how you doing? Hey, Mrs. Johnson, how about next week? How you grandkids doing? They good? Okay, yeah. Hey, how about next week I come over, you make me a famous lasagna and maybe one of your famous banana cream pies? What do you mean, no? What do you mean it's because I sell Oxy? Who told you I sold Oxy? That's crazy. They're crazy. Everyone's crazy but me. Hometown boy. Oh, hey, Melissa. Hey, I was just talking to your brother, Marco. Hey, how you doing? Hey, you looking great. You look great. Hey, how about next week you let me take you out? Come on, let me take you out. Let's go on a date. Come on. Come on, let me take you out. I'm not going to take no for an answer. Come on, take me out. No, let me take you out. How come? What do you mean it's because I sell Oxy? Who told you I sell Oxy? No telling people I sell Oxy. I don't sell that shit anymore. All right? What, are you running away? All right, I'm going to chase you. All right, here I come. Can't run. Been smoking too much cherry menthol. E-juice. I love my hometown. That's how I feel. That's how I feel tonight, in a nutshell, basically. It's cool. It's good to be back in Portland. I was at a coffee shop and I saw this like weird sign on their bathroom door. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I'm sure you have, but like the sign had a symbol of a man on it, and then next to that there was a symbol of a woman, and then next to that there was a symbol of an alien, and then underneath it said, "Whatever, just wash your hands." And, I get what they're going for with that. They're just trying to say that we support trans people. That's the whole goal of that bathroom sign. Of course, I understand that. But doesn't it make it seem like the person who put up that sign, like, maybe thinks trans people are aliens? Like, he's a good guy. He just has this one weird theory that doesn't make sense to anybody, you know? Like, if there was, like, a trans person being harassed at his coffee shop, he would, like, go up and he's like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, this is my coffee shop. We don't harass trans people. Get the fuck out of here. And they leave, and the trans person's like, hey, thanks for saying something. The guy's like, yeah, no problem. This is the same guy as the hometown boy, but he's not transphobic. He's cool. The trans person's like, hey, thanks for saying something. The guy's like, yeah, no problem, man, no problem. Listen, you might not be from this planet, but you don't deserve to be treated no different than anybody else. The trans person's like, what are you talking about? He's like, don't worry about it, okay? Just wash your fucking hands, all right? Listen, I don't care what galaxy you're from, okay? I don't want intergalactic goop and grime on my blueberry scones, okay? Hey, listen, last week we had 2 MIBs come in here. And he's like, it was just 2 guys in black suits. He thinks he's just obsessed with space. He's like, this coffee shop is a portal for intergalactic travel, if you will. I've actually seen that sign in LA, and there's actually, it's even worse. There'll be like an alien, and then it'll be like Bigfoot, and then like a unicorn. It's like, are we just finding more things to compare trans people to that are not real? It's like, yeah, I went camping the other day. I saw a fucking Bigfoot. Camping. It was just like a trans person. It was crazy. I can't believe I saw it. They were nice. They were great. It was amazing. So rare. So rare. You guys have an okay, like, whatever. Some people call it a break. Somebody's like, hey, how was your break? I was like, oh, that's what we're calling it? Like, this is a 4 million death break. Yeah. It was such a cool break when we lost 4 million people. That was awesome. How was your break, man? It fucked with my social skills though. Like the first party I went back to after the pandemic, like I did that like classic thing. I got too drunk and I got too high and I started like talking to this girl and I was like, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. You could be a video game streamer. And she was like so nice about it. She was like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. Actually, I was kind of interested in getting into that. Do you know anything about it?" And I didn't expect it to go in that direction. I was like, "I gotta go. Can I have your Instagram?" She's like, "Yeah, give me your phone." I'm like, "No, can I have it? I want to like physically possess your Instagram account." She's like, "No, I can't do that for you." I don't know. My social skill just like eroded so much, man. It's so crazy. Like, I've been doing some fun stuff. Obviously, you guys know about my fiasco at Lollapalooza. I've just been going crazy. What if I just went up here and like, I've been going crazy. I'm not even vaccinated. Dude, honestly, I'm not even vaxxed. Just like it's a secret. You guys like file out like one by one. Dude, honestly, I'm not even vaxxed. Isn't that crazy? I am vaxxed, by the way. I feel like that's like not something you joke about. Like you guys are like, that's not funny, man. Like, are you vaxxed or not? Because I paid money for this shit and I need to know if I'm gonna get sick from this. I'll show you my card, man. It's like a Game Crazy card. Yeah, you just wrote Vaxxed in Sharpie on the back of this Game Crazy card. You glued a Game Crazy card and a Blockbuster card back to back. Why did you do that? For efficiency. So I can rent... You wouldn't get it. I've been doing some fun stuff. Me and my friends went to Knott's Berry Farm recently. Has anybody ever been to Knott's Berry Farm? It's pretty cool, right? There's good roller coasters, but there's not really a theme to Knott's Berry Farm. Like Disneyland has a theme, obviously, and like all these other ones, but like Knott's Berry Farm doesn't really have theme. They have like vague themes. Like they have one part of the park that's like Old West. And my favorite part was like we were walking through the Old West and there's this guy who works for the park and he's dressed in a full cowboy outfit and he's just like stands around and he's just like, does anybody have any questions about the Old West? Does anybody have any questions about the Old West? But like, obviously nobody was asking him questions about the Old West, you know? People are just like coming up to me and like, I gotta take a shit. Can you tell me where to take a shit? It's like an emergency. And the funny thing is, like, he has to answer all those questions in the Old West accent, you know what I mean? He's like, oh, the latrines, they're 2 paces past the keychain shop. You'll see them right there. But does anybody have any questions about the Old West? Anybody have any questions about the Old West? And this lady comes up, she's like, I lost my kid, can you help me? Please help me. And he's like, okay, hold on there, little lady, just a moment, okay? I'm gonna help you out. And he like gets on his walkie-talkie, he's like, hey, somebody lost their kid. I need somebody to come down here. And this other guy piped up. He's like, hey, what the fuck is that in your hand? Is that a walkie-talkie? I thought we were in the Old West. You lied to us, dude. You lied to us. And he's just like, oh, this doohickey, just a moment. So he's like, no, not just a moment. You're a liar. Break it. He's like, what? He's like, break it. Prove to me that we're in the Old West. He has to like stomp it, and he's like, all right there. So he like looks at the lady like, oh, I'm sorry, miss. Your son has been abducted by Indians. It's like, don't say that, man. Please don't say that. Like, I know this is like a gig, but don't say that. Like. Another weird thing about like after the pandemic is like public urinals are back. Like men know what I'm talking about. Anyone with a penis, I should say. I did that whole transgender thing and I fucked that up. I'm just like, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Like public urinals are back. They're back, man. So you got to pee next to other men. And I did not realize that I had been training my peripheral vision to blur out penises my whole life. You know what I mean? I generally like I don't see penises at the urinal. Like it's like blurred out. Like I've been training it. It's like pixelated. It's like 8-bit when I'm at the urinal. It's like Minecraft penises when I'm at the urinal. I just see like 8 blocks basically. And now the pandemic is over and I'm at urinals again, and now it's like 4K HD penises They're just so like, I can see every vein and contour of the penis. I was not expecting that. I was at Union Station, which is a train station in downtown Los Angeles. It's pretty grimy. I had to take the train though, and I went to the bathroom, and I'm like peeing at the urinal, and I'm done peeing, and this is gonna, I mean, I don't know, this is kind of gross, but I had to like shake my dick to get the pee off. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Why did I ask that? Like, do you guys know what I'm talking about? You know, because of surface tension, the droplets of urine will sometimes stay attached to the head of the penis. It's getting so much worse. Like, so you have to shake. I was like shaking my dick to get the urine off my dick, and I'm doing like more than usual. And then I see something in my peripheral vision. It's like, I'm like, what the fuck is that? And it gets like, it's like getting closer to me. And I see it, and it's like the guy next to me is like shaking his dick really hard too. He was shaking it so he's like bumping my hip. He's like it's as if he was like, "Can I pee in your urinal, dude? Like mine's not good." And I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" So like I look up at him, we make eye contact, and he like nods to the stall behind us. He's like, "Come on, let's go." And I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Sorry, man, I gotta go." He's like, "You didn't wash your hands." I'm like, "It's okay, it's fine." That guy wanted to have oral sex in the bathroom at Union Station. You know what I mean? I stumbled onto some weird secret gay. It's probably not even that secret. It's like, just don't do that. Like, don't shake your dick that much at the urinal. But it's a secret code that I unlocked. You know what I mean? You wanted to like, you know, suck each other's dicks in the urinal or the stall at Union Station, which I'm not gonna do that. That's gross, man. It's nasty. If I'm gonna suck a dick for the first time, I want it to be somewhere cool. Like the planetarium. I want it to be special, man. I'm not gonna do it at a nasty ass stall in Union Station. That's gross, dude. You guys are gonna hear about me like in the news 2 weeks from now. It's like, man arrested for trying to blow other men at Motley Crue laser light show. Like, when asked for a statement, he said, "I'm not gay. I just wanted to have a cool experience." God damn, man. Anybody get into hobbies during the pandemic? Oh, yeah. Who said that? Huh? See,
I started building squirrel tables and shit.
Start building squirrel tables and shit? Okay, I'm into it. Yeah, you don't have to be embarrassed. I'll embarrass you later. But right now, for the moment, you don't have to be embarrassed. What is a squirrel table? Tell me what that is.
You know, like a mini.
Oh, it's just self-explanatory. That was just okay. It's a table for squirrels? What are they play cards or like, what are they? They just hang out? How high is the table? No, I can see you. How high is it? It's this big? A squirrel? Okay, yeah, okay. You're right. My mind could not scale a table down for a squirrel. I should not, again, I'm not, yeah. Okay, that's cool. And where do you put these tables? You own a bar or, huh? You're laughing so much. You're just like, you put them in your backyard? Okay, and they chill at the table? Okay, obvious question, I think everybody's thinking it. Did you build chairs? You did build chairs? You built benches? Holy shit, man.
I started trading them, right? People were like, "Oh, they're so cool." So man, people make me like pies.
Wait. So let's get into this. Let's get into it a little bit. You were training them? To do what? Like, what's the?
I was trading them for pies and cookies.
For what?
For pies and cookies, because people were bored as hell too.
For pie and cookies? Okay, you're trading them or training them?
Oh, trading them.
Trading them. Okay, I thought you said you were training squirrels. I'm like, to do your bidding for what? Like, you sit at the table, they finally sit down and they're just like, all right, what do you want? And you're like, well, I'm glad that you guys have come here today because I don't know if you guys have heard of a timeshare before. I know that's a scary word. It's a scary word. I know, trust me. I know it's a word that freaks people out, but let's use a different word, okay? That's awesome, man. You were going through it, though. You were going through it during the pandemic, sounds like. That's cool. Anybody get into any other hobbies? No one's going to top that, but sure. I didn't get into some people got into like arts and crafts and stuff. I mean, did anybody do that? I like arts and crafts. That's like a weird phrase to me though. Arts and crafts. It's always been a weird phrase to me because it's like those are two different things, but people put them together. You know what I mean? They say arts and crafts like it's the same thing. But those are two different things, right? Like if you tell somebody that you do arts and crafts, everybody knows that you do crafts. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna be like, holy shit, you're an artist? That's amazing. You make squirrel tables? That's amazing. Where can I find this art? The Pam? Local reference. There's art museums, but there's no arts and crafts museums, right? Nobody wants to take a tour of an arts and crafts museum. You know, like the tour guide's like, all right, well, as you can see behind me, we have Pablo Picasso's La Guernica. It's a colossal mural that Picasso created to commemorate the bombing of the Spanish Civil War. And if you look deeply into the faces and the eyes of the people, you can see the fear that must have been felt on that. Oh, you have a question? Oh, what's that next? What's that next to it? It's a Thanksgiving turkey traced out of a hand. As you can see, the artist that made this chose to put a little pilgrim's hat on his. All right, let's move on. Let's go on to the next thing. You know, I actually looked it up, and there is an arts and crafts museum, and of all places, it's in Portland. But I am so very happy to tell you that I looked it up on Google Maps, and when I looked it up, it said it is permanently closed. I've never seen that before. It's like, it's permanent. It's not coming back, all right? Google has decided that it's permanent. I watched a lot of like TV during the during the pandemic and stuff. Like I started watching that show Mad Men. Have you guys seen that show? I know it's supposed to be like a really great show. I couldn't really get into it because like if you don't know what Mad Men is about, it's about like advertisers in the 1960s. And the thing about that show is like you're supposed to think these guys are so cool and so smart, you know what I mean? Because they're in like skyscrapers, like smoking cigarettes, you know what I mean? Like thinking of all these ads. But have you guys ever heard an ad from the 1960s? It's the most generic thing you've ever heard in your life, you know what I mean? Like if you're watching TV back in the day, it'd be like, all right, we'll be right back with I Dream of Jeannie. But first, a word from our sponsors. Marlboro cigarettes. Now that's good. Juicy fruit. Juicy. Ford Motor Company. It moves. And USDA meat. Yes. Like, yes. They copyrighted yes? What the fuck? Nobody had copyrighted anything? I also watched the Woody Allen documentary. Anybody watch that? I know, Jake did a... What? Yeah, bitch, that's what the documentary's about. What did you think it was about? It's a praise of all of his work? Oh my God, Woody's so great. We will not touch upon the pedophilia. That, we will not touch. That's what the documentary is about. If you haven't seen it, it is very sad. And I can't watch his shit anymore because he's a pedophile. You know what I mean? I know Jake talked a lot about this shit, but I'm gonna do... It's not gonna stop me from talking about it. I can't watch his shit anymore. And anytime a documentary like this comes out, people say the same shit. They're like, well, you have to separate the art from the artist. You gotta separate the art from the artist. But the weird thing about Woody Allen is he's also a pedophile in all of his movies, you know what I mean? You ever seen a Woody Allen movie? He's just like sitting at a table with his friends. He's like sitting at a bar. He's like, am I crazy? Like, am I crazy that I want to date a 12-year-old girl? Am I crazy? But tell me, am I crazy? And like he writes all the fucking characters in the movie, so all of his friends are just like placating him. They're like, well, Woody, you are a little eccentric, but I gotta admit, goddamn is this girl gorgeous. And he's like, I know, she's dynamite in bed. What can I say? I mean, she's just crazy. I mean, tell me, am I being neurotic? And it's like, no, you're not being neurotic. You're a pedophile, dude. You're a fucking pedophile. Shut up, dude. You should be in prison, man. Was that a better bit than you thought I was gonna do, lady? Okay. If I can ask, I'm not gonna be rude anymore. I'm sorry calling you a bitch, but what did you think that I was gonna talk about? Just I'm curious.
Dude, I literally didn't know. I was just like, reality.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. I get it. Yeah. So Bill Cosby. No, yeah, I actually know some shit about him. I know something about him that you might want to know. I totally understand it, dude. I get it. He's a loser, man. He's like an incel. You know what I mean? I am too, but I don't do what he does. But I'm not vaxxed. I'm red pill. I used to do like martial arts when I was a kid, and this is part of me being incel. Actually, it actually I didn't realize it until I said it. I was like, oh, that works out actually. And the thing, one time, we were like, our teacher was like, all right, like we've done a lot of self-defense. We're gonna go shoot guns. And so we went out to this guy's like house, and he lived in like the boonies in like northern Washington, like all the way like just like in the middle, like Yakima or some shit. And like he had a cool house. He had like all this property, and then we just started like shooting guns, and it was like really fun. And we're like shooting guns for a while, and then the guy's like, all right, time to bust out the big boys. And he comes out with a laser-sighted semi-automatic rifle. And I was just like, wait, what does this have to do with self-defense? Like, who am I defending myself against? John Wick? Like, why? I'm invading the Kremlin? Like, why do I need this? I'm learning women's self-defense. It was women's self-defense. And how to shoot a man square between the eyes with a semi-automatic rifle. Doesn't make any sense, man. I don't want a gun, by the way. I don't know about you guys, but I don't have a gun. I don't want a gun. And it's not because I'm like against guns or anything. It's just too much shit to carry, to be honest. It's too much shit to carry, man. Like my phone, keys, wallet, and a gun. I would just like leave my gun places, you know what I mean? I would like leave it at the bar, and then I'm like out the door, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh, guys, I gotta go back. I left my gun at the bar. I'm like, okay, hurry, dude. Like, hurry. Like, it's so embarrassing. Like, could you imagine like being out on a date with a girl, and you remember your gun, but you forget your wallet? She's like looking at you awkwardly at the end of the date. She's like, can you pay for this? And you're like, in a way, yes. But you gotta be down for some shit. I don't know what you're down with, man. There's a lot of violence in America. There's a lot of gun violence. There's also a lot of violence in other parts of the world too, like other like first world countries, like England. There's a lot of gang violence in England. Like I was watching like YouTube videos about like British gangsters. But like the thing, I know it's funny, right? Like the premise is funny. Like, oh, oi, what are you doing then? Like, you know what I mean? Like, like, all right, I'm going, man. It's like fun. Here's the thing. It's like as Americans, we don't take gang violence in London seriously. And I think it's because the places and the train lines in London, they don't sound tough to us as Americans. Like, I'm watching this video, and he's like the leader of the crew. He's like got his whole gang in front of him. He's like, all right, listen up, blokes. Here's the plan. All right, listen up, all right? We're going to knock down a liquor store up in Neasden. Are you listening, mate? Hey, bruv, are you listening? All right, so here's the plan, all right? So me and Theodore will take the Periwinkle line up to Piccadilly Circus. You and William take the Jubilee line. We'll rendezvous at King's Landing. From there, we'll rendezvous at Turkish Delight Gardens and take the figgy pudding train up to Neasden, knock down the liquor store, get about 200 quid each. From there, we'll take the Tickle Me Pink line down to Lewisham. With all luck, we'll be in Peri Peri Chicken and Nando's by 9 p.m. proper. What'd you say, Blows? Like, if I was in that gang, I'd be like, what are you talking about? I don't want to do any of that. Why do we have to start in 2 different places? That doesn't make any sense. So the bobbies don't nick us then, isn't it, mate? And he's like, what is a bobby? He's like, a bobby, a rosa, the blues and twos, it's the fucking fuzz, mate. It's just like, all right, man. You guys just say different stuff than we say. I mean, I still want to be part of the gang, but I just... What does a British like hold up look like? What does a stick up look like in London? It's like, oh, they don't even have guns. They have like knives. Like, hey, give me all your crisps and biscuits and a top up on me SIM card. A top up on me SIM card. It's like to be more menacing, repeating it. A top up. I don't know, man. Shit's going crazy. We need better role models in the world, man. Like one of my role models that I have is Malala. She's pretty amazing, right? You guys can give it up for Malala if you want, but she's pretty amazing, man. She's like won the Nobel Peace Prize when she was like 17. She like talks about the world. She goes around the world talking about like women's education and feminism and stuff. It's pretty amazing. But like, you know what I think about her? Like she's almost like too perfect. You know what I mean? Like she's like too like I feel like I could never be friends with Malala. You know what I mean? You guys know what I'm saying? Like she's just too perfect. Like could you imagine being roommates with Malala? Like, you would just feel bad about yourself all the time. You know what I mean? You, like, walk into the kitchen hungover on a Saturday. You're like, oh, my God, Malala, I drank so much last night. I blacked out, dude. Oh, my God. Did you come out to that party? And she was like, you know, she's, like, typing. She's like, you know, I was a little too tired to party because I was working on that speech for the UN. So, you're just like, oh, yeah, I thought you were done with that. Still working on that? That's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, she's just not relatable. Like, I feel like she'd be, like, passive-aggressive as a roommate. You know what I mean? She's like, hey, did you remember to pay the internet bill? And you're like, yeah, I think I paid it. And she's like, actually, you didn't. And, by the way, have you been eating my almonds? Because there's, like, less in the bag than there was before. And you're just like, yeah, I thought those were for everyone. And she's like, well, they're not. You know what I mean? Like, she's just too perfect. Like, you can't talk to your problem. You can't talk about your problems with Malala. Malala doesn't give a shit about your problems. You know what I mean? Like, you go up to her and you're like, oh my God, Malala, I had the worst day. I was walking and I dropped my iPhone and the screen cracked on my iPhone. Can you believe that? And she's like, wow, yeah, that does sound pretty hard. That reminds me of a hard time that I had in my life. When the Taliban tried to assassinate me. But, you know, I just persevered and I got through that, you know what I mean? You just have to be like, thanks, Malala, thanks for the perspective. You always help me see the bigger picture. And your friends, like, don't get it. They're like, oh my God, do you live with Malala? You're so lucky, man. She's such an amazing person. And you're just like, I don't know, man. Like, honestly, like, Malala's kind of a bitch sometimes. Like, they're like, what? What did you say? I'm like, no, I didn't mean it like that. It's just like on a personal level. You know what I mean? Like, how you guys doing, by the way? I'm almost done. So, you know. I feel like I should tell you guys that. You know what I mean? Because like if you have to pee, you can be like, okay, cool, I can hold it. So if anybody has to pee or poop, it's okay if you gotta poop. I'm not gonna make fun of you. Raise your hand. Who's got to poop? It's not. No one's gonna care. Everybody, close your eyes. And if you have to poop, raise your hand. It's not embarrassing. Okay. One guy's like raising his hand. He's like, not yet, dude. Not yet. We're gonna close our eyes. Did you guys hear about? Speaking of the Taliban, did you guys hear about? Did you guys see that documentary? They made a documentary about Osama bin Laden where they released all the files that were on his hard drive. Did you guys see that? It was crazy. Like when the CIA raided his compound, they took his hard drive and he had like a bunch of movies downloaded on it because he was like stuck in that compound for like a really long time. He just got bored, you know what I mean? So he had a bunch of movies like downloaded onto his hard drive, and on the CIA website they put them all up. And listen, I don't know if he paid for the movies, okay? I don't want to accuse him of being a movie pirate, okay? On top of everything else, I don't think that's fair to him. Just because you're a terrorist does not mean that you terrorize the movie industry, okay? But I'll tell you guys my favorite 3 movies that were on Osama bin Laden's computer. And these are true. You can look these up. I swear to God, you can look these up. I'll tell you guys my 3 favorite movies that were on his computer. Number 1, Ants. The animated movie Ants was on there. He's a big Woody Allen fan. Now there's a connection there. That girl's like, I sense a connection between their moral character. Second favorite movie that was on his hard drive was Cars, which is like a pretty low tier Pixar movie. Like he didn't have Up or anything on there. It was just Cars. And then the third movie that I think is funny, but it's never funny to anybody because nobody knows what it is. It's Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. Okay, I guess people do know what it is. Yeah, I guess you guys have a lot in common with Osama bin Laden. You know what I mean? And listen, man, like I think we can agree that Osama bin Laden was a bad dude. You know what I mean? Terrorism is horrible. I think I don't know. I don't like read the news anymore. Like it'll like an article will come out and be like, actually, Osama bin Laden was cool, but Bush did do it. But I think we can agree at least that terrorism is bad, and like you know, if he was responsible for that, then it's bad. But I think we could also agree. You could have a pretty chill Sunday afternoon watching movies with Osama bin Laden. You know what I mean? That wouldn't be the worst Sunday afternoon of your life. You know what I mean? You like walk by the living room, you're like stuck with him in the compound. You like got locked in. He's like, nobody can leave. And I was like, fuck, dude, how long are we gonna be down here? Until they kill me. He's just like watching Cars, and you're just like, all right, I'll watch Cars. You know what I mean? Sounds good. I don't know, I'm just saying he seems like a guy that you could hang out. If I'm being honest, I'd probably rather hang out with Osama bin Laden than I would with Malala. I know that that's not cool to say, but you guys know what I mean, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. That's good. Holy shit, that's good. Where's the squirrel guy? I have more questions for you. Are they only for squirrels, or could other people, or not people, but like other animals can use them too? That'd be funny if only rats use them. You're like, you like give them to your friends. They're like, my house is infested with rats because you gave me a perfect place for them to sit and eat. By the way, my dream is to come out and do, like when I'm doing stand-up, and come out with a big chef's hat and just not talk about it. And feel like, what is that chef's hat? And I'm just like, it's nothing. There's definitely not a rat underneath there pulling my hair and making me do racist stand-up comedy. That's definitely not happening. I'm just like, oh, sorry, my chef hat fell off or whatever. I talk about a couple things. I'm uncircumcised. Is anybody here uncircumcised? Cool. Dude, you are texting. What are you doing? All right.
Listening.
Okay. And listening. Like Julius Caesar. I'm also listening. Who are you texting? People? Okay.
Friends.
Okay. You're playing Snake. You're playing a flip phone version of Snake. Turn your phone off, dude. Please.
That was bad timing.
My family is here, man.
My bad.
I'm uncircumcised. How do you feel about uncircumcised penises? You're okay with them? That's cool.
Yeah.
I think like there's this weird thought out there that women like do or don't like uncircumcised penises, or at least that they're mean about it. And they're not. Like I'm uncircumcised, and like most women are like, oh, that's cool, that's fine. They're at least nice about it on the I don't know how they feel in their heart, but I don't care. That's what I've learned with like women is like, don't ask what's in their heart. that's horrible. Just go with whatever they tell you. They're trying to be nice to you. You know what I mean? Just let them be nice. Men are like, but what do you really think about me? Come on, I can take the truth. And they're like, well, you're kind of a pussy, dude. Like when you talk like that, like. Yeah, but I did. Most girls are cool with it, but like I was talking to this girl one time, and she was like, "Hey, listen, like that's cool if you're uncircumcised. Like I don't care if guys are uncircumcised, but you have to tell me before I see it." That was her rule. You know what I mean? She was like, "You got to tell me before I see it." Which, like, that never made sense to me. You know what I mean? Because my dick's uncircumcised. You guys know what that word means, right? There's a prefix, un. That means nothing's happened to my dick. It's on default. That's just the way they come. Why should I have to say anything, you know? I shouldn't. You know, you should have to say something? Circumcised dudes. Something happened to your dick, you should have to tell people about it, you know? You have a story that you need to tell people. You're the ones that had a grown adult doctor look at your little baby penis, and they're like, it's good, but I think I'm just gonna take a little bit off the top, and your mom's in like the back of the hospital. I'm like, okay, wait, hold on. I gotta ask before you do that, are there any medical benefits? And your doctor's like, that's a great question, thank you for asking. No, but here's the thing, I just want to see if I can do it, all right? I just want to see how tiny of a surgery I can do on your little son's penis. Would that be okay? I just want to see how teeny tiny of a surgery I can do on the tippy top of your little son's penis. Can I do it? I did it. Mwah! And then he kissed your dick, and he said, "Arrivederci. Enjoy your socially acceptable penis." And I was like, I'm the one that got away. Like, I was there. I was at all your circumcisions, man. I am really gonna get out of here after this next few things. But are you guys doing okay though? Okay. I used to work at the Boys and Girls Club, and it was a pretty cool job. Like, I mean, like, when they interviewed me, they were like, it's really fun to work here. You know, we do a lot of fun stuff with the kids. Like, at the end of the school year, we take the kids to the pool, and we do a pool day. And I was like, oh, that sounds really fun. Like, that's what I said out loud in the interview. But in my head, I was, like, freaking out, because I was like, shit, like, I gotta get in shape for this pool day, man. Like, I know that sounds kind of weird. Like, I know it sounds a little weird, but I just wanted to be in good shape when the kids saw me shirtless for the first time. Does that make sense to you guys? That makes sense, right? I just want to be hot for the kids, right? That makes sense? That's not a weird idea. Am I being crazy? Am I being neurotic? Am I being crazy right now? I mean, I must be neurotic or something. I want to be hot for the kids. That makes sense, you know what I mean? You guys understand what I'm saying? I was not attracted to the children. You guys get that, right? But I did want the kids to be attracted to me, obviously. Like, who wouldn't want that? I kept having this, like, fantasy where, I know that's not a good word to use in this situation, but I kept having this fantasy we'd be at the pool day and the kids are in the water, like, come on, Mr. Patel, get in the water. And I'm like, I have my shirt and I'm like, I'm good, kids, I'm not gonna swim. They're like, nah, come on, swim with us. And I'm like, kids, I'm not gonna swim. I'm just gonna make sure you guys are safe. You guys have a fun day, okay? This is your pool day. They're like, nah, come on, get in. They're like begging me for some reason. This is my fantasy, by the way. They're like, come play with us. Come play with us. And I'm just like, all right, hey, kids, like, if you want me to get in the water, I'll get in the water, okay? And I like slow motion walk over to the pool and I'm like taking my shirt off slow motion. And I just have like an oiled up like 6-pack abs. I'm like, I have like huge I'm just so buff and the kids are freaking out. They're like, whoa, Mr. Patel, you're so ripped. We had no idea, you're so huge. And I'm just like, whoa, hey, kids. I don't even think about that kind of stuff, all right? Like, listen, if there's anything we need to learn today is don't worry about my body. Love your own bodies, all right? That's what pool day is about, okay? My boss comes up, he's like, hey, didn't I fire you 3 weeks ago? And I'm like, okay, kids, I gotta go, all right. Mr. Patel, we'll see you on Snapchat, okay. Check your DMs, kids. So much weird shit, like, so weird. I have so many weird experiences like that with adults. Like I've just been having these weird flashbacks when I was a kid. Like I had a football coach that was kind of weird. Like he would show us tape after the game. You know what I mean? And one time, like we were like 13 years old. We're like watching the tape and we're like being rowdy. You know, we're 13-year-old boys. We're like, oh, that's him or that's Milan. That's crazy. And the coach marches over to the TV and he like shuts it off and he's like, hey, this video is for you guys to watch so you guys can become better football players. It's not for you guys to watch each other play grab ass and shake your cute little tushies. And I like remember hearing that and I was like, is my coach like a pedophile? That's what it sounded. He's like, it's not for you guys to shake your cute little asses in my faces with your silky smooth boy bodies and your little wings tossed around in your jeans and you're dripping, your wet lips dripping with sweat. That's not what this video is for, okay? That's not what this video is for. That's not what this video is for. This specific video cannot be used for those purposes. I wish it could be used for that. I would kill for it to be used for that, but I can't use it for that. So neither can you. All right, let's watch this play. Just like... So fucked up, man. Does anybody here have kids? All right, you have kids? Oh my God. Oh, were you texting your babysitter maybe?
No.
Just say yes, dude. What the fuck? I gave you an easy... You're like, no, that's my son. My son is actually the same age, if not older than me. Yeah. How many kids do you have?
Just one.
One? Boy or girl?
Girl.
Cool. If I have kids, I don't have one now, but I would prefer to have a girl if I have kids one day. Yeah, but I don't think you're gonna like my reason. The main reason that I want to have kids, like that I want to have a daughter specifically, is just so that I can like ruin her slumber parties by doing magic for her and her friends. Like I want to be magic dad, you know what I mean? Like my daughter's having a slumber party and I walk in and I'm just like, hey girls, how's everybody doing? You guys got enough pillows, enough blankets? Allison, did you take your medication for your butt? It's okay, don't be embarrassed. Everybody's got a butt. I got a butt. And I'm like shaking my butt in front of her. I'm like, all right, cool. Everybody cool? Cool. All right, cool. All right. So you guys want to see some magic or My daughter's like, no, Dad, nobody wants to see a magic trick. I'm like, okay, hold on, sweetie. Shut up because Dad's been working pretty hard on these tricks, okay? And honestly, you're starting to sound a lot like Mom when I used to live with you guys, okay? Remember Mom? Mom was a shrew, okay? I'll say it. She was a shrew. She didn't support Dad's magic. That's why Dad lives in this kick-ass 2-bedroom with Paul now, because Paul supports Dad, okay? And Dad's not gay. Okay, I heard that, Allison. She's like, I didn't say anything. She's like accusing her friends of calling me gay, like... But my thing is, like, if my daughter was having a slumber party, I wouldn't do regular magic. I would do, like, David Blaine street magic at her slumber party. Have you guys seen David Blaine's, like, most recent specials on Netflix? Have you guys seen it? Anybody seen it? Yeah. He doesn't even do magic anymore. He'll be like, all right, for my next trick, I'm gonna shoot my mom in the head. We're like, what is the trick? And he's like, I don't know, maybe she'll live, Like, it's like, I guess that's cool. His mom's like tied up, like, I love you, David. I was like, thanks, Mom. He like hogs it. That's what I would do. If my daughter was having a slumber party, I would do straight up David Blaine street magic in my daughter's slumber party. I would get like a fog machine. I would like put it up underneath the doorway of the room. It starts like fogging up. The girls like wake up. They start like they don't even know what's going on. They think the house is on fire. You know what I mean? And as they're panicking, I open the door, like I creak it open and I walk through the fog. I'm wearing like a thin black mesh t-shirt with like nipple piercings and like black eyeliner underneath my eyes. I just start like pacing my daughter's bedroom slowly, like through the fog. Start saying weird things to my daughter's friends. I'm like, Melissa, let me ask you a question. Riddle me this, Melissa. Smart little Melissa always has an answer. Melissa, let me ask you a question. What are the limitations of the human body? She's like, I'm scared. Can I go home? I'm like, no, you can't. Shut up, Melissa. Shut up. Well, it's interesting you say that, Melissa, because tonight we will be testing the limitations of the human body. Tonight's magic show will be no card tricks, no sleight of hand. No, instead, for the next 24 hours, I will be hanging from the ceiling of this bedroom by my feet like a bat. No food, no water, no escape. And then I would just do that. Like, I would just rig my legs up to the ceiling and just like all night I'm just like hanging under, like over my daughter and her friends. I pass out from the blood like rushing to my head. I just like wake up in the middle of the night. I'm just like pee trickling down into my eye. I'm just like, Melissa, are you awake? Find the key. All right. Thank you guys very much. I had a great time. Keep it going for all the comedians that you guys have seen tonight. Jason Traeger, Tori Ward, Jake Silverman, Amanda Arnold. You guys have been great. I'll see you later, motherfuckers. All right. Good night.